everyone! Today I'm going to talk to you guys about my author-illustrator, Brian Selznick. Brian Selznick was born in New Jersey and he always had an interest in art from a very young age. He took a lot of classes both in school and outside of school, and his parents were very supportive of his art. When he got to college, he studied at the Rhode Island School of Design, and he studied illustration there, and at the same time he was enrolled in Brown University, where he studied set design. While he was in college, a lot of people encouraged him to look into illustrating children's books. He wasn't initially very interested in that, and he took some time after he graduated to travel, but eventually he did decide to work on children's literature. He started his career with children's literature by working in a bookstore, and he made a lot of connections there with other authors and illustrators and publishers, and learned a lot from his boss. Since then, he has written and illustrated a lot of successful children's books, and I'm going to share a few of those with you guys today. So the book that he's probably most well known for is The Invention of Hugo Cabret. You can see that this book is a longer book, probably for older students. It did win a Caldecott medal for his illustrations. You can see the illustrations are in black and white and very elaborate, and they work more like a flip book, which a few of his books do. This book follows the journey of a young boy as his father passes away, and then he continues to work on an automaton that his father was working on. It's a very interesting story. There are blocks of text within that introduce more of the characters and the plot line, and then a lot of the book is told through the pictures. So this book was written and illustrated by Brian and was actually made into a movie later on. A lot of the other more traditional picture books that Brian Selznick illustrated were actually children's biographies. So I'm going to show two of those to you guys. The first one is called The Dinosaurs of Waterhouse Hawkins. This book was a Caldecott honor book, and it was written by Barbara Curley. This book tells about a man who at a young age loved to draw, and then when he was an adult, he actually used fossils and worked with scientists to create models of what they thought some of the first models of what they thought dinosaurs would have looked like in real life. So some of the illustrations in this book that Brian Selznick created really make sketches come to life, which I thought was really cool. It shows a real event that happened here where they had a dinner for scientists within one of the models that Hawkins created. So Brian Selznick liked to travel a lot for his work, to visit locations where the people he was writing about had lived. So that's something that was really interesting to see play out in this book. Here's another picture where color was used really well to show just the legacy that Hawkins had. Another book that he illustrated was Walt Whitman, Words for America. Again, a children's biography. This one was also written by Barbara Curley, another award-winning book. And something I really liked about the illustrations in this book was, again, he really makes the reading come to life. This book just tells about Walt Whitman's life as an author and his life during the time of the Civil War. He incorporated some images of what photographs would have looked like at the time, as well as a good use of light. This was actually telling about the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. You can see the dark color scheme he used there, and then followed by restoration after the war, a lot of hope, more sunny images, brighter color scheme. So that's something that Brian Selznick did really well in his children's biographies. For my creative element, I made a poster for an Illustrator visit to the school. I think the biographies that Brian Selznick illustrated would be really useful tools in the classroom, in social studies lessons, or even in English lessons for the Walt Whitman, since he was a famous author. I think they could be easily incorporated into the classroom, very useful informational books. And I thought it would be a cool opportunity for students to be able to have an assembly where he presented some of his work, and I said it would be open to the community for parents to come and attend and hear him talk about his work. So I hope you guys learned some new things about Brian Selznick today, and thank you for listening.